So here you join me right at the very end of the prep of this 1970s FS1E full tin set that I'm about to paint. So as you can see, I'm taking the guide coat off with the 800, blocking down with a soft block at the very end just to get it all to that white finish. So the guide coat's gone, we know we've covered everywhere, and now we can carry on with the paintwork. So just hanging the panels, getting everything ready to paint. And the first job, I want to give everything a good degrease. So out with the panel wipe. Just masking up around the fuel cap area. And exactly the same around the fuel tap area. Just running the silver base coat through the filter. So again, using the Decals SRI Pro Light 0.8mm tip. Cracking little gun. And at the minute applying the first coat of the silver base coat. So we'll get that on nice and even and work our way through all the panels, the tank with the silver to give it 3 coats, give it that nice uniform finish. So tacking off again just before we apply the base coat. Very important step. So between every coat of base coat, once you get past that flash off time, so give it 25 minutes flash off. When you start your next coat, vitally important, tack it off, because any dust that's settled on top of the panel, that'll stay there and it'll show. So by just tacking off, it just pulls all that dust off, and then you can go ahead, spray, and you're going to get a lovely finish on your next coat. Another important thing, after you've tacked off, before you actually pull the trigger fully, just pull the trigger so far, which will just push out the air only, and that will just blow off anything that you might have missed with the tack cloth itself. So always get into a rhythm, give it a little bit of a blow of air before, just to clean anything that could possibly be on the surface. This particular silver I'm using is quite a fine metallic silver, as it was originally. So the object of the exercise is to match as close as possible to the original paintwork. In total, you'd be looking to get 3 coats of the silver, which normally gives you real good coverage. I've skipped the second coat, so I've gone from the first and moved straight on here to the third coat. So as you can see there, it's starting to build a nice uniform consistency. Obviously, with candies being a 3-stage system, the silver's quite important, because obviously that's what you're going to see through. So when you see through the clear and you see through the candy on those nice sunny days, it's always going to be the silver that you look through, and that's going to give you that lovely shimmer. So that's all the silver complete. And one thing you'll notice here, new gloves. So if you can get into routine of when you're going from like sort of silver over to the candy, change your gloves, because the last thing you want is for any little tiny bits to come off the gloves and drop into the candy, because that's just game over and a restart. So here we go, first coat of candy. And as you see, I'll concentrate on the tank, and we'll see all the coats going onto the tank now, and you'll see how that colour deepens as we progress through the coats. So this is the results of the 5 coats of the Candy that's been applied over the top of the fine metallic silver. So you can see it's all nice uniform consistency, all looking the same from panel to panel. So this gets us to the stage where we're ready now to put the first coat of clear coat on. But before we do that, again, start off with the tack cloth, removing any overspray, any dust. And here we go, going into the first coat of the clear coat that's going onto the fuel tank. So if you notice, using my light again, so I've got my little torch on top of my my gun there. So basically, so as I can see that the tank's fully wetting up as I'm going through. So really important to like keep that consistency. And obviously, because of the way I'm painting the tanks on this like sort of spit roast system, it allows me to get right underneath, so every layer of paint goes all the way around the tank. Spraying with the 0.8mm, especially on the clear, I find that you got loads less chance of a run. So if you move up to sort of a 1.2, there's always a chance of a run if you ain't really careful. So with the 0.8, just allows you to sort of freeze up your mind a little bit and gets you flowing a bit more. So you can see the inside of that panel where I've just gone across the edges with the candy, and it now gives it that nice sort of original finish. Because when they was done originally, Yamaha used to just sort of flash around the outside and they wouldn't take much of the candy inside the panel. So I tried to match up and do exactly the same. So here we are, everything's clear coated. It's a couple of days later, so it's had plenty of time to cure. So I'm going to go straight in with a 1500 and sort of knock off the orange peel on, and I'll run you through and show you on this particular panel. So just taking it down with the 1500. Moving on now to 2000, so it'll get some of those 1500 scratches out. And in this particular video, I'm using the G360, which will actually take out 1500 scratches. But I've gone as far as the 2000, and you can see there the sort of finish you get using the G360, which is a cracking compound. So polishing that off, finishing all that, looking really nice. Just changing over to a softer sponge now. Still using the G360, but it'll just polish it up a little bit more. And as you can see, the panel on the left with the original orange peel from painting, and on the right, I've just finished it. So get the decals cut out. And these decals I'm going to put on dry. So tacking off again, because what we don't want is any dust under the decal to give it like a bubbling effect underneath. So what I'm doing there, I'm taping it up in the position where I want the decal to go. So get it into position, eye it up, have a good look at it. If you're happy with that, peel it off at the back. If you cut that section, keep the masking tape in the middle section. Have another little eye up. Make sure everything's exactly as you want it before you go and put it on, then it's too late. And then basically just you can use a squeegee, which I will do later on, or you could just push it down with your fingers. Now we've got that side into position. There's a very slim chance of it moving over. it's sort of going to follow where it was before. So start from where we left off, move along, and take it right the way to the edge. And there you go, just peel back the backing. And there you have it, that's your decal done, which looks absolutely brilliant along with the polishing. The panel looks great. So moving along to the fuel tank. So we're going to put on a 1500 disc in this particular case. And we're going to move on to the tank, just knocking that clear coat down. Because the object of the game is we want everything to that nice matte flat consistency. It's got to be a matte finish, the clear has, because obviously the next layer of the clear coat, the next coat of clear coat, has got to take to the scotched panel. So for adhesion purposes, it's got to go to that stage. So now just tacking off, and again, eyeing up the decal. Once I'm happy with the position and I've got the right sort of gap at the bottom and the right gap at the end, I'm sort of taping along and sort of making sure that the decal's going to fit exactly as I want it. So again, like the side panel, just snipping off an area of that backing and just getting that decal down. Again, totally dry. I'm just doing this dry. So we now remove the masking tape. And what I'm going to do it in sections. So rather than getting into a big mess and peeling off all the decal in one go, we'll do it in sections so as we make it nice and simple for ourselves. So this time using the squeegee and just pushing it along until you get to the section where the backing is actually still attached. So again, pull back the backing, snip off with the scissors, another area, and just keep working your little areas like that, rather than getting into a mess trying to do it all in one go. Now, if you notice, if I take, when I'm pushing on now, because we're going round a sort of forming round a bend, I'm sort of pushing my finger always into the centre of the decal before I go to the outsides. That's important. The centre's going to follow, then the edges follow the centre to go around the contour. So coming to the last section now of the decal, and what I like to try and do is get that point to go into the centre. So just remove that backing tape now and get that off. Try and keep it low to the tank when you're pulling. If you lift up, you can lift the decal if you're not careful. So if you notice, I'm sort of pulling with it sort of close to the tank. And here at the final stage of clear coat to go over the fuel tank itself. And here's the results. So tank looking absolutely stunning. That will follow on to be mopped and polished like the side panels. And this is the result of the complete set. So I think you'll agree. Absolutely stunning. Well, I hope you've all enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe to the channel. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate. Drop them down in the comments. I'll get back to every single comment. I answer them all. So until the next one, I'll see you all soon.